Morgan Wallace International Law Firm. How can I help you?
Hello. Yes, can we speak
This what?
to Mr. Wallace,
Wallace.
please?
Let me transfer the call. One moment.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Walker.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Wallace.
How are you?
Busy. It's been a busy day. We got flooding going on here. Downey's been
Yeah,
busy,
I
and
forgot about that. It's a matter of fact, your son texted me earlier, and I remember you told me about the flood. So, but
mhm.
it's just that we've been kind of scheduling calls and here and there. So, and also I'm at a spot where I'm kind of stressed out. I really want to bring results and get things done here, which is why I've been waiting for this phone call. Is everything
Mm.
so far so good with the floods? Were you folks able to get things done?
No, it's
No.
really bad.
And what's this voicemail you left saying that we did something to your website? What is that about?
Yeah, because I mean, our website is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was. It might have been your son, because as you told me, your son, he's into tech things or something. He might have processed a report, or they might have taken. But anyways, our tech people already working on it. They're about to replace back
Well,
the web.
how could he have got your website shut down?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I
That's
mean,
what I
I
know.
just thought, because
Just
since
don't know
we
how
had
that's
this
possible.
conversation. I'm sorry.
He's not a hacker. I just don't know how that's possible that Mikey
Well,
or
I mean,
anyone else could have shut down a
we did
legitimate
receive
site.
a report today at 4 a.m. So and I don't know if this is because of what you folks thought
So he
yesterday
just
or
shut it
whatever it is.
down
But anyways,
over a
one way or
report.
another, we're able to get that fixed out. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm more
Oh,
concerned
so it's
about.
back up
Uh,
again?
I'm sorry.
You got it back up again then?
Yeah, they're currently working on that right now
Oh,
at
they're
this
working on it.
moment. We're
Okay.
working. We're talking right now. Mr. and Mrs. Walker, I believe, I don't know if Bree already called you, or have you talked to Bree Smith already?
I did
I
talk to
haven't.
Bree Smith for a little
Okay.
bit earlier
Now,
today, but I told
remember
her I
you
was
told me
busy, and
yesterday.
I'm sorry. Can I speak? Can I speak?
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
you
can you
asked me
let
if you
her
could speak.
talk for a second before you cut her off?
God,
I
geez.
apologize.
I talked I talked to Bree, but I didn't talk to her for very long because I told her we were busy. I didn't want to tell her about the flooding and everything because she don't need to know that, but I just wanted her to understand. I wanted to talk to her for a little bit and tell her that I really wanted to talk to anybody with my husband there. I'm not by myself.
Okay.
Now, go ahead.
I understand. And I'm sorry to cut you off, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but just, your folks are frustrated. I'm frustrated also, because I don't know what's going on regarding our website situation now being down. Our best intentions here is to be transparent and find out what's currently going on. According to what I spoke to Bree, this is something I did not heard. Remember on Friday when the paperwork was sent? I don't know if it was Friday or Thursday.
Yeah,
Well,
Friday.
that specific date specifically, when Mrs. Walker asked me that she was going to get in contact with her, Mrs. Bree Smith specified that day, which I didn't really pay attention because I was working on so many things. Her Your phone calls, since the Consumer Affairs requested our law firm to handle the procedure directly here at the law firm, the phone calls were routed to our number, your call specifically. So every time your number would call, and you only called once because she went through the report. And yesterday, Mrs. Walker, you mentioned to me you called her a lot of times, and the only report they have is one phone call being made from your number to American Direct Incorporated, which is the call that was routed to my number, and that's pretty much why my secretary answered the call. So if that answers your questions of the incident that happened and the misunderstanding with that specific phone call, but if you call right now, you're going to get American Direct Incorporated speaking to you directly.
That
Mrs.
doesn't.
Smith,
Do you give me a second to that? We did. I did
I'm
not
listening.
use. I did not use one of our numbers that you're aware of to make that phone call. So you're saying they routed any call that came in there from any number to your office.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that?
Because I just
Any
explained that
every single call that went into her office went to y'all's office?
for security purposes, the call that was made to American Direct was made from Mrs. Walker's number,
No, it
407.
wasn't. There was a
Okay.
call made from that number. I made
Okay.
more than
Well,
one call from different numbers. I'm not just, we didn't just make it from just her number. That's what I'm getting at. You're saying that they rerouted the call because it was our number, but
every single
I called
call.
from different numbers.
Okay. Well, I have a report, and there's only one call being made, sir.
Oh, okay,
That's what
so
they're giving
only
me.
one call went in. That's funny because I got your voice, I got the voicemail more than once. I got it 3 or 4 times with multiple numbers.
Okay, but you did got the voicemail, but that the one call that was routed was made from one phone,
No, they were all
not
routed.
every. They were all routed,
They were
and my
all routed to
secretary.
your office.
You're talking about when you called Bree's number,
Yeah,
all routed to my office.
Called Bree's number from multiple phones from multiple times, and
Sir,
every single time
okay,
it went to
Mr.
y'all's
Walker,
office.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but there's got to be
Yeah,
something
I'm
wrong
sure
from
you
your
are
end.
sorry because you do it almost every single time I speak. So go ahead.
Okay, there's got to be something wrong from your end because there's only one call that was routed, and there was only one call answered by my secretary because we already went and looked through the records. There was only one call that she answered, so there's no possible way that every single
Oh,
call
so
was
see, if
directed
she
to her.
didn't answer, then that means it didn't go to your office, even though I got your voicemail.
Oh, no, that's not possible, Mr.
Right. Well, I know it's not possible. That's why I know you're full of shit, because there's no way I call there 4 or 5 different times, and every single time Bree's number takes me to your office, whether your secretary answered or not. I got a
Mm-hmm.
voicemail that was for Warwick and Wallace whenever she didn't answer. So which is it? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, are they routing every single call that goes to Bree's office to y'all's office, or
I
just?
even used my
Sir,
sister's phone number to call the 911.
okay,
I
well,
used
you
different
can call
numbers
them.
on purpose.
Yeah, I can
You
do it
okay?
now because you fixed it
Feel
now.
free.
You changed it, right?
Yeah, I just talked to Bree like 2 hours
I
ago
mean,
for
did you
like
not
almost
change
10
it?
minutes, and she answered as American. Now the answers is American Direct. Now it does.
Exactly, because we discussed about this situation today, Mrs. Walker. Remember, I told you we were coming into the office today to discuss about this because I called everybody on Sunday and everybody was home. So that's pretty much the reason why I have came to the office to bring the results that you folks are needing. You are not able to tell me that every single time my secretary answered a call, because we have the report here on our office that there was one
You're
call
calling us
coming from a.
liars, okay? I was there,
I'm
okay?
not. I'm not saying you're.
You are
I'm not
too.
saying you're. No, I'm not saying you're a liar, Mrs. Walker. But
You
you have to
are.
put yourself. No, I'm not. You have to put myself in my position also because I feel aggravated that the information you're telling me is not the right information. I want to be able to help you folks, giving you the results you folks are
Well, then
looking.
you know how we feel, then don't you?
Of
Then
course I do. Of course I do. And that's pretty much why I'm here trying to do my job because I know how frustrated you folks might be feeling. Sir, it's a large amount sum of money you just transferred to an account. So my best intention is to go ahead and review the
Okay, well, let me
situation of
stop
what's.
you real quick. Can I stop you real quick because you're absolutely wrong about that. Mikey stopped that wire, and now it's been completely canceled. So there will be no 500K going to
I'm
anybody.
totally. Hey, ma'am, I'm totally aware of that. You folks told me that on Sunday. You think I don't know
Well,
that?
you just said. Well, you just said something like you just wired money. It's like, well, we did, but it's now stopped. So there's
That's not
nobody
the
getting any money.
exactly. Oh, ma'am, okay,
Okay.
can you please listen to my words? I
That's
know
all
how
you do.
frustrated you might feel. I know how frustrated you might feel after you do that transaction and all these situations pop up. So
right.
what's my responsibility? You think I'm just gonna get out of the picture and not answer phone calls anymore? No. After we spoke on Sunday, I said, "Oh my God, well, there's something I got to do here. I got to start making some phone calls, verify what's going on." There is only one report that my secretary answered. So if you're telling me you did a lot of calls and she answered every single call, you folks are lying there, right there on the spot, because
I'll say you did call. Oh my God. You said it. I said you calling us a liar. No, I'm not calling you a liar.
ma'am,
Oh my God.
I'm not irrespecting you, Mrs. Walker. I'm not using, I'm not
Yes,
using a
it is.
bad
You're calling
language
us
again.
liars. We know what
Because,
happened. We were there. We made the phone call. But do we
yes,
start recording everything so you can hear it? Is that what we
Where,
should
well,
do?
where is your
I,
Where is your secretary?
my secretary is here, sir.
Well,
Her name is
why don't
Sophia.
you
Oh my
put
God.
her on and ask her?
Well, what? She just transferred the call to me when you called.
Right,
So
and
what?
both of y'all, why can't both of y'all get on the line at the same time? Can you answer that
Oh
for
my
me?
God, sir! So I really got to do that in order to prove you who I am and what I'm doing. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
you really want to,
that would help.
you really
Yeah,
want
That
to
would
you
use.
help.
okay? You expect us to wire 500,000, almost half a freaking $1 million to somebody that we don't know, and you don't expect us to
Sophia,
ask
can
for
you
proof
please
for
speak
things?
here?
How can I help you, Mr. Wallace?
Why don't
Can
you
you
get
speak?
the Why don't you get the lady that answered the phone on the call, not somebody else?
Uh,
Oh my God, oh my God, Mr. Walker, listen. Uh,
You don't think I
I'm
can
gonna,
tell
I'm
the
gonna.
difference between somebody's voice from just a couple minutes
I'm sure
ago?
you do.
Yeah.
You think you think I'm assuming you're a dumb person, Mr. Walker? You
Well,
really think I'm doing
you
that?
I
must
do.
be from this check that y'all sent and this paperwork you sent me over. I mean,
Okay,
you're
well
gonna
let me
spend
ask you a question. Let me ask you,
$500,000 to somebody who can't even
let me
give
ask you,
you a
Mr.
real
Walker.
check.
Let me ask let me ask you a question. If that's your thought about all this,
Go
why are
ahead.
you even wasting your time calling me? Why are you even wasting your time calling me back? If this is what you think about this.
I just want to hear. I just want to hear what you have to say because I know every time you run your mouth, you're just verifying the lies that you've been telling us.
I'm getting a phone call here. Can I please put you on hold for one moment?
Yeah, why don't you let us talk to your secretary?
1 second, please.
Somebody's got to take a glass of water, I think. So, what does this breeze sound like when you talk to her?
You'll know shortly. I'll
Okay.
let you listen to it.
Did that sound like his secretary to you?
No.
It didn't to me at all. There for a second when he answered, and he might be listening right now, but there for a second when he answered, his voice changer kicked off, and you could hear his actual voice.
Oh.
Thank you for thank you for holding there, Mr. and Mrs. Walker. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
Mr.
pretty important.
Mrs. Well, yes, my daughter. I got to pick her up from ballet. So believe me, it is important. So I'm going to put it this way, Mr. and Mrs. Walker. I don't know how you folks want to handle this situation. I don't know if you folks want to allow me to continue advising you folks in a professional way, helping you folks guide you through this process. I know there's a lot of misplaced information. There is a lot of wrong information. There's a lot of wrong information in the internet that has been officially fabricated for your own protection. I don't know if you understand something, Mr. and Mrs. Walker, but
Fabricated for our protection? Why would
yes,
somebody
sir. That
fabricate something for our protection? I
what,
never did
ma'am?
anything like that in my life.
Well, have you ever been involved in an international investigation?
No, this is the
But why
first.
would they fabricate
Okay,
something? And
perfect.
why
So
would
there's
they?
your answer. All right, there's your answer right
Okay,
there. So
There's no
listen,
answer.
so everything is
I don't want to.
fake. Everything is
I
fake
don't want.
for our protection, but you somehow send it to us.
No, I'm not saying that is. I'm not saying
That's
that the
what you
award is
did.
fake. That is a whole reality. The award thing is real. Everything
So
is there.
the
The 280 million.
the
Every
fake website, is that part of the sting
that's the
operation?
sir. Let me tell you something. Whatever you assume in your mind, it doesn't mean it's a reality, sir.
I'm not
All right.
assuming. I
Our
verified
website
all
is
that.
legitimate. Well, not everything that is in the internet is
Okay, can
real
my
and
husband
legitimate.
finish his sentence? You get mad at us when we interrupt you for 2 seconds. You get royally pissed. Could we please finish the sentence? Is that possible, please?
You feel free to talk, Mr. and Mrs. Walker. I'm listening.
Go ahead, Johnny.
All right, every single photo on your website is fake. Every one of
Mhm.
them have been stolen from somebody else's social media account. Everything
Mhm.
on that website, the links on your website, they all lead right back to your website. Most of them go straight back to your website. They're not even real links. There's no Twitter links.
Mhm.
There's no YouTube links. There's none of that stuff goes anywhere. And when you
Mhm.
go to research it, it says it was created by using WordPress, which is a very common website building tool. But there's nothing on your website that is real. Even
Mhm.
you don't even have an office in the building that you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, that's what you think.
Well, it's not what I think. It's what I looked at. I looked it up. It's you can
Serious
look up the
calling me? You're a
directory to
liar again.
the trade center online,
I'm listening.
and
I'm
there's
listening.
no you're not Warwick and Wallace is not on the 86th floor.
Okay. Well, you
How
know
did it
what,
get
Miss?
there?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I had an issue with Chase Bank. This was about a few months ago regarding some transactions of a
Yeah,
purchase
yeah.
we made was about $40,000, and that transaction was blocked. It was a payment I made.
Good.
They had me call a phone number from Chase, which when you go online, that number shows up as a fraudulent number. And I called them and I told them, hey, why is your number showing up as a fraudulent number? And the answer they told me, like, whatever you see in the internet, not everything is real, not everything is
Well,
legitimate.
that's for
So
sure.
I mean, that's I'm just being
Yeah.
real, sir. I mean, a
Including
lot of
Warwick and
information.
Wallace.
Yes. All right. Well, like I
Y'all are
said,
not even lawyers in New York. Where do you
no, we
practice
really.
law? Across the border? Do y'all go to a different state to practice law? Because you're not practicing law in New York.
Mr. and Mrs. Walker, listen, there's
Mhm.
two subjects we're talking about here. First of all, the award situation. Well, let's do something. You guys don't believe about the award. You guys think this is a whole fraud thing situation. Perfect. The
Well, the
investigation is going
address was fake. The address went to
the
Mega Millions in North Carolina.
that's the
So
Mhm.
problem. You
Yeah.
see,
how's that real?
remember, I don't know if you remember that I told you that American Direct's information was hacked. Remember, you were scammed by people saying they were the Mega Millions, right?
Well,
So
being
what
hacked,
happens?
what does that have to do with us being able to get our prize? Why does that stop us
Well,
from getting our prize by them being hacked?
all right. You want to continue talking so I can
Yeah.
listen to you?
Mhm.
And okay, I'm
Mhm.
listening because I have things to say here. First of all,
Okay, well, let me ask you something, and you can explain the whole deal with American Direct. American
okay.
Direct got hacked, so 4 months
Hmm.
later now we're finding out that we won something. When they hacked did they erase their entire computer system and nobody had record of who the first place winner was in that building? Go ahead.
Mm, sir, if you would have talked to Bree, or if you give her a call, Bree will be able to give you a better explanation of what's currently going on with the company. The company American Direct is trying to reestablish their whole online system because these hackers who told you folks that they were from the Mega Millions, right? Because that's the paper you receive. They routed all the information to make it look like American Direct was a Mega Millions, which they're not, because Mega Millions is a sweepstakes. I mean, Mega Millions is the lottery. American Direct, it's a
Mhm.
sweepstakes. So there's a big difference there. Number two, all right, first of all, if you do remember, when your information was forwarded to me, was for an investigation that had to do with something going on in Jamaica and some transactions that were sent out overseas, which, according to the last report of the checks you sent me, I don't have the exact name of the person right here, but there was a person of a check that you made out to a person which is wanted by the Interpol, and they already have the records on that. So there's an investigation that has been initiated that I did specify. We don't know if there's a pending payout or an award. You were the ones who accepted the award. I never told
Okay,
you folks you had
we've
to.
heard all
Okay,
this
all right. I have
already.
to stop him, honey. Honey, I have to stop him. I talked to Bree today, and she verified there is a reward, but she said you will have to talk to Mr. Wallace to find out all the details. So she already verified that 2 hours ago, and I talked to her for about 10 minutes.
Can I ask
Okay.
one thing real quick?
Yes, sir.
Do y'all have a law office in Cyprus?
And where? We have law
Cyprus.
offices. We have law offices in Doha. We have law offices in
That's
Paris,
not
in
what I
London,
asked. I said, do you have a law office in Cyprus?
in Cyprus. Well, my friend, where are you looking into that information,
I'm
sir?
asking you a question. Can you not answer
Sir,
yes or no? Do you have a
I'm not.
law office there?
Sir, we have law offices in a lot of different
So
locations.
you can't say
I don't.
yes or
I'm.
no.
I just told you we have in
You're a
London. We have in
partner
Paris.
in
We have.
Warwick and Wallace. You're the Wallace of Warwick and Wallace. But you don't know if you have an office in Cyprus.
Oh my God. So you know how busy I am and how many associates I have. You
Don't
know
give
how
me
many
that
clients.
shit.
No, no, I'm not. Of course,
Mm.
I'm gonna
I
give
can
it to
tell
you
you
because
every
you.
fuck horse out here on this ranch, and I've got over 200 of them, and you tell me you don't know when if you have a law office in Cyprus.
Well, no, because I never been there and I never opened it. I've only been to the ones in Paris. I've been to the ones in Doha, and I've been to the ones in
Wow.
London. It's the only location
Mm.
I've been to. I've never been to the parties located over there in Cyprus. There's actually is one.
So you don't know. You got one there or you don't have one there, Mr. Wallace.
I'm listening.
I said, do you have an office
yeah,
in
he was asking a
Do you
question.
have an office in Cyprus?
My God, listen, you don't even have to go there, sir. All right. I know what you're trying to do, Mr. Walker.
What am I
If you,
trying to
if
do?
you folks, if you folks are still having a conversation here with me, it's because something on the bottom of your heart tells you that there's really a word out there. Otherwise, you folks wouldn't even be talking here with me. All right. So
All right.
you can
Do you
you
have
can do two
do you
things.
have an office in Costa
You
Rica?
can, sir. You can do two things, sir. We're not even related with nobody in Costa Rica,
That's
sir.
what I'm
The only
asking.
thing, the only reason you're bringing that up is because you looked into the LLC, and the person who's responsible for the LLC is Costa Rican. What difference does
Right.
it make if the person is Costa Rican?
I
I mean,
didn't
he
say it
could be
made a
Mexican.
difference. I asked you a question. I
He could
said, do
be
you have a
Puerto
law
Rican.
office in Costa Rica?
No, we don't, sir. We're not even related with nobody in Costa Rica. No, nobody knows nobody from Costa Rica. The only person that is from
Okay.
Costa Rica that is looking into it's this person who you mentioned. His name is Eduardo. That's
All
the
right. Well,
only
thank you.
person.
Thank you for that answer. And the website is just shut down because somebody made a report and they just shut it
Well, yeah,
down.
that's correct. But
I've never heard of a website just being shut down because someone made a random report about it.
Yeah. If you're a
you don't
legitimate
understand.
company,
You
if you're
don't
a legitimate law
understand.
firm,
You don't.
if you're a legit, okay, I'm going to keep talking till you shut up. If you're a legitimate law firm, your website should be safe, and nobody should be reporting it for jack diddly squat. But somebody did.
A
Why?
multi international law firm's website just got shut completely down by a random report from a 20-year-old kid out in the barn on a laptop. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
No, Mike, you can't do that.
all right. Well, you can say whatever you want. We're going to get to the bottom of things, Mr. and Mrs. Walker, and believe me, it's going to happen. If we have to see
Well, we're
ourselves
trying to get
wherever
to the
we
bottom of
have
it. That's why we're
we have
talking to you. Where's Bree? Where's Bree right now? Is she working now, or is she already gone home?
well, you can give her a call and ask her.
All right. Well, we're hanging up with you. We're gonna talk to Bree.
Okay.
You gonna be there? We can call you back.
Well, sir, I have to pick up my daughter from ballet in just about 25 minutes. So I got to drop her.
She part of the New York. She's part of the New York Ballet there.
I'm sorry?
Is she part of the New York Ballet there, or she's just training, just learning?
Sure, she's 10 years old.
Well, 10-year-olds can still be part of the ballet. I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
but not from the New York. She's just initiating. She's training her ballet, her first classes. She's just something she wanted to do. She asked me she wanted to be a ballet dancer about 6 months ago, and we got her into a ballet school.
Okay, well, so you're in the World Trade Center right now, right? On the 86th floor.
Yes, sir.
Wow. How long does it take to get from the bottom to the top? You take the stairs or you use the elevator?
Well, we use the elevator, but I don't keep track of time of how long does it take me for me to go from one floor to another. So you're asking me
Well,
questions.
you've been there for 6 months, you said, 3 months?
Yeah, but I don't keep track of how long does it take for me to go from one floor to another. You think I keep a chronometer on my hand when I'm going into the elevator?
I don't
figure out
tell
how long
time. I don't tell time with the thermometer, but I don't know what y'all do over there in New York.
I said a chronometer, sir. Chronometer.
Okay, gotcha.
Chronometer, Johnny.
All right. Well, who do you share the floor with, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, there's different offices here. There's also another law firm next to us as well.
What's it called?
Jason's and Smith's.
Jason's and Smith.
Jason and Smith?
That's correct.
Smith.
Well, how many other companies are on that floor?
Sir, there's a lot of different companies. Listen, I'm not gonna waste my time here with this situation, Mr. Walker. I do understand your frustration.
You don't want to answer a question that could verify whether or not you're telling the truth and you have a law firm on the 86th floor of the Trade Center.
I want to say something before he starts talking again. Can I please speak? We have been through hell, as you know, been lied to, been scammed for months, and you don't think we're going to start picking everything apart with a fine-tooth comb? Especially when somebody asks us to send $500,000 to them? Really? You can answer now.
I totally agree with you, Mrs. Walker, and I'm not saying you're wrong. Believe me, I'm not that type of person.
You keep getting upset that and saying you're wasting my time. It's like, no, we're not. We're
Because okay, let me tell you why I'm wasting my time. Because you folks have all this information in your hands. This is what you want to believe. I'm not able to access your brain and make a decision on what you should believe and what you shouldn't. You have two options here, Mr. and Mrs. Walker. You either put your complete confidence and trust on what I'm trying to do, and we'll get things done, or otherwise, it goes sideways. The investigation is going to move forward. You folks are already participating in the fund recovery program. This is happening. This is actually happening. So I'm not going to go around circles to try to convince you folks about what's real and what's not.
Right.
I know who I am.
Okay, so
I
you
know
just
what
refuse.
Focus?
You refuse.
Can we focus on getting our recoveries of our funds instead? Could we do that? Is that possible?
Of course, it's possible. Everything is possible. Like I said, you are the ones that accepted the award. You have to remember, American Direct Incorporated accepted to cover the registration, which it's 138 days for holding fees, which is $386,000, plus the registration set at $1,487,000. They did cover the holding fees in order to reissue the check. Without even receiving the payment, Bree accepted to initiate the reissuance of the check. That check is in the middle process of being reissued, sir. So all my best intention, I had the best intentions, and I still have them. It's to help you folks. But I'm not here to convince you about who I am, because I'm sure that if we do business and we get things done, I will be there at the doorstep of your home to meet with you folks at your financial institution to get this check cashed. This is $280 million, Mr. and Mrs. Walker. We're not talking about $1 million check. If you ask questions on why am I being charged all this money, well, you need to figure out that the amount of money you're collecting requests registration process, request an insurance.
And I'm
because
sure that I told you that we did research.
Mega Millions.
Yes, I heard you.
Mega Millions
Yes,
doesn't ask for you to do processing fees.
And neither
yeah,
does
because
PCH. Neither does
because
sweepstakes. The FTC told me that PCH and sweepstakes do not ask you for money up front. Nobody does that except scammers.
Well, ma'am, if that's what you think and that's what they're telling you, there's no way. Like I said, I'm able to change that story, Mr. and Mrs. Walker.
Why can't we focus on recovering the money that we lost? That's all we really want. That's all we ever really want.
I mean, why would they take our money and give it to a government agency? They've been hacked so badly, they got to completely rebuild their infrastructure and the computers, but somehow they're able to donate our money to a government agency.
Every
They
time
can't find us. They can't find us, and even though they have our names, our number, our address, we won some kind of a frickin' raffle or whatever the hell.
I don't think you folks have paid close attention to every single thing that was explained to you folks.
You're running in circles, man. It's hard to keep up with you. You talk so much. You don't ever shut your fucking mouth long enough for someone to take in what you're saying.
Yeah, and then you get mad at me when I try to open my mouth, and you get mad at Johnny when he tries to open his mouth. That's just rude and horrible.
Honestly, I'm not mad.
Well, I'm not mad either. I just want to know why they were able to give our money to a government agency, but they can't find us somehow.
Nobody told you folks that they were never able to find you.
You did.
They were able to. No, I never said that.
I said that they could not find us.
Oh my God! Now you're gaslighting us.
Oh my God!
Now you're gaslighting us.
No, I'm not.
God is right.
Yeah, you said they couldn't find us. No. They weren't able to use telephone records for some reason. It had to be sent through the mail and an official certificate.
Email, because they never had your email. They only had your address. And remember, when they try to ship
that's the real way to find somebody, not the damn email.
When they send over the information, remember I explained to you, that's where information got hacked, and information from the notification letter was stolen, as well as the certificate and all the information.
The only copy of it.
That was the only copy of it. I mean, before they scanned it, the one that expired.
That's really messed up. Can I say something? I want to interject here. They only keep one copy. A great big multi-billion-dollar company only keeps one record. Me and Johnny, with our business, we keep 3 copies of everything, just to be safe.
You keep copies of an original certificate, so there should be different original certificates. There's an original certificate.
Yeah, there's a backup. There's a backup of every single one of these horses' His
Exactly.
registration papers
They
out
have.
here.
Yeah, I
They,
back it up every single day. I have a backup drive and I put everything on.
well,
Third
like
copy.
I said, they have the copy, and that's the copy I send you. That's the backup, such as the original document. That original document expired. If you
It
properly read the
didn't
information.
expire the day after they got hacked.
No, it expired after that.
So 3 months they can't find an address in Texas to deliver this.
Mm, sir, why don't you call Bree and ask her that question?
Well, I do want to
I
talk to
tried to ask her a
Bree.
lot of questions, Johnny. I did. I mean, we can call Bree, but I tried to talk to her, and she said, your lawyer is the one handling all of
Yeah,
this.
she
So
she
that's
told
you,
us to talk to
right?
you, and you're telling us to talk to her.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's because you're now asking me this question, so you can ask those questions to her. What she was probably
Just need an
meaning
answer.
was that all the legal process is taken care of by me, which is what I'm doing. So, like I said, first off,
Can you run
remember
over there to
remember
Jason? You
the,
said Jason and
the
Smith, right? That's next door to you, the
correct.
law
Now,
firm.
remember
Jason Smith,
something.
yeah.
Yes, that's what I said. Could you please listen? Remember when I talked to you the first time, I was specific in explaining that we didn't really knew if there was an award or not. When I told you folks about the award, Mrs. Walker, you're the one that said that if there was anything we could do about it, and they had a board meeting about it, and they said, listen, the government has already covered the registration. The only thing they're missing it's the daily fees, right? And they have to cover the check reissuance plus the insurance, which was missing, right? So
Which
when
is
they
half
did
a
the
million
board,
dollars. That bothers the hell out of me. I'm sorry, but that's a $500,000 they want for insurance and fees to reissue a check.
Half a
They're
million
highway
dollars to
robbers.
print out a damn piece of paper that costs 25 cents probably. That doesn't make any damn
hmm
I don't
sense.
think I want it anymore, Johnny.
well,
I don't want to pay these
sir,
companies as
it doesn't
highway robbers.
it doesn't make any sense now because you have all these red flags that unfortunately came to the
Yeah,
table. But
yeah, lots of red
before
flags.
that, we were having a very good relationship. And believe me, you told me about my guru things the other day, Mr. and Mrs. Walker. I have a group of people I work with, and these people are very grateful for what I do for them every single day. So I'm not here to bring negativity to your table. I'm not here to harm you people. I know you guys got to be a
You
wonderful
sure about
family.
that?
You folks are good people. Yes, I'm 100% sure about that,
Are any
Mr.
of
and
your
Mrs. Walker.
people that you're treating right now, are they traumatized by the fact that you stole their life savings?
I haven't stole a penny from you folks, and it was never my intention. I never
You,
stole a
Not
penny.
from
So
us. No, not from us.
you tried to steal 400 something
yeah, well,
From
thousand.
us,
not from
yeah.
it, not from anybody. Well, are we gonna go around?
Are you gonna treat us whenever we're traumatized and perhaps suicidal over losing $500,000 to somebody?
Who
Well,
cares?
my whole intention with you folks was to build a long-term relationship, but from my side, everything is
Mhm.
still on point. I don't know how things are going to change between you and Mrs. Walker. I mean, you folks are frustrated right now. I
We're good.
understand, but so what
Yeah,
do you
nothing's
want to
going to
do?
change between me and Johnny. We love each other. Nothing's going to change between us together.
I'm saying
I'm not
between.
lying to her and trying to steal money from her. You've done nothing here to prove yourself to us. You give me a fake law firm that's next door. You don't even realize there's other businesses sharing that floor. Somehow you've been in there for 3 or 4 months or however long it's been, and you don't even know the offices next door.
Because I know what you're trying to do, Mr. Walker. You're
Well,
trying
yeah, I'm
to all
trying to
do all
prove
of
that
this.
your office
To
is
get to the
not in the
truth.
86th floor, and you're not
No,
in New
the only
We're
York.
trying
thing,
to get to the truth,
the
Mr.
only
Wallace.
thing that
The
the only
truth.
thing you're trying to do is to prove that I'm some sort of scammer, which I'm not. So I'm
Well,
not even going to play that game.
I've
Listen,
already proven that from your fake website all the way to your
okay.
fake
Well,
people in
my
your
fake website,
office.
if my fake website is going to be up and running again, the latest tomorrow, and we're going to continue doing our business, sir. You
All
can
right.
call
Well,
me here next
we'll
month.
see how long
We'll keep
see
an
how
eye on
long it
that.
stays up.
All
We'll
right.
have the attorney general there in Florida. He'll be reviewing the LLC too. So just so you know, because that's got some red flags on it as well. Not worse than
Okay.
Yeah, we've
red
been
flags.
contacted. Oh, and also, Mr. Wallace, I contacted Mr. Carter, and he said we didn't suspend your case. We're still working on your case. So you lied. You flat out lied to our faces.
He didn't even know the name of that other agent you said talked to him. He said that you just fabricated that agent that you said talked to him.
Well, no, we're gonna continue with the investigation, and like I
No,
said,
you're
if you
not.
folks want to continue, yes, we will.
No, you
Believe
won't.
me, we will. Yes, we will, sir.
You're too
I mean,
busy
whatever you.
there. You're too busy there, personal development guru, to handle any law cases. You need to go back to whatever the hell it is you do, poking voodoo dolls and to try to steal people's money or whatever. Because you're not. We're done with you, okay? And
Okay, not a
don't
problem.
call Mikey either.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't contact my son. I know. I saw my son showed me that you tried to manipulate him into fixing the wire so you could get it. What kind of bastard
No,
does that? What kind of real lawyer? No, yes, you did. I'm looking
oh
at
my
now.
God.
Don't you dare
You're
call me
not.
a
You're not
liar
even
again.
reading. You're not even reading the
All
text
about liars.
messages. You're not even reading the
I
text
did
messages.
read it. I did
No, and
too.
did you read what I said?
Mikey
I
told
asked him,
you
could you?
he
I
had no
said,
way to
Mikey,
do
could you please give me the report of what you explained so I can send over the report to let them know what happened, why the transaction was canceled. That's all I asked him for. I never told him to go ahead and resend the wire. So you see, you're calling me a liar, but you're lying also. So you should review your text messages.
No, I'm not lying. No, I'm not.
Yes,
No,
you are.
Mikey
Have
told
a
you
good day,
this
Mr. and
year.
Mrs. Walker.
Calm
Oh
down.
my
You're
God.
you're upsetting Benji. Benji wants to rip his throat out.